All right, after less than 2 hours of deliberations, a jury in Georgia handing down a guilty verdict for Colin Gray today. He is the father of the suspect in the Appalachia High School shooting. The 55-year-old looked stoic while finding out his guilt on all 27 charges, which included second-degree murder and involuntary manslaughter.
During the trial, prosecutors argued that Colin was criminally responsible because he bought his son, Colt, the very rifle that police say was used in the deadly shooting. 4 people were killed, several others hurt, when Colt, who was 14 at the time, allegedly opened fire inside the school back in 2024.
NBC News legal analyst Misty Marris joins us now. Misty, the district attorney in this case, just spoke with reporters about the verdict. Let's listen to a little bit of that.
We're very happy with the jury's verdict. The victims are very happy with the jury's verdict. I don't think it was one piece of evidence. I think it was the fact that it was multiple pieces of evidence over a lengthy period of time that really showed them what was happening inside that house. And like we said, you just had to do one thing and take that rifle away, and this would have been prevented.
So, Misty, does the jury's brief deliberation tell you anything about how they came to that unanimous decision? Did they come pretty easily? And how do you think the verdict here on the dad will, I don't know, maybe lead to what happens to the son?
Well, so it was a really complicated verdict sheet. So the fact that this verdict came in just about 2 hours was really surprising. So this says to me that the jury had made that decision pretty quickly, went into that jury room, polled around the room, and decided that Colin was responsible, that they didn't necessarily dig into those lesser included offenses. And I do think what prosecutors did was they said, you got to put together the dots. There's these escalating mental health issues, and there's access to the firearm that was ultimately used. And I do think that was really the linchpin for the prosecution's case.
You know, I can't help but think back to the Ethan Crumbley case when his parents were also charged for that Michigan school shooting back in 2021. Is this becoming the norm, parents being held responsible for their children's criminal actions?
Yeah, so what we're seeing is prosecutors, and especially when you have these landmark cases like Crumbley and now Gray, you're seeing prosecutors expand these legal theories, and each state is going to have a unique set of laws, and each case is going to have a unique set of circumstances. But expanding to hold parents liable when you have underage individuals who have access to firearms. Something interesting about these two cases, neither state at the time had a safe storage law. So there wasn't this objective standard for how you're supposed to maintain a gun to keep it out of the hands of a minor. But yet still, there was criminal culpability on these high-level charges for the death of these individuals. So certainly you're going to see prosecutors using this theory, and hopefully we're going to see deterrence in access to firearms to avoid these situations in the future.
Misty Marris for us. Misty, thank you so much.